My name is Tanisha Prenti. I'm 28 years old from Chicago, Illinois. I actually work with my parents as an administrative assistant slash financial advisor. I was about 5 or 6 years old when I started watching my mother sew. She used to make clothes for my sister and I all the time, and I took an early interest in it, and I started sewing everything by hand and making small garments. I never really sewed things for dolls per se, but I immediately started making things for life-sized bodies, and I think that taught me a lot. One interesting thing is I've never attended any formal fashion design school. Everything that I know has been home taught and self-taught. I did attend school at the University of Illinois at Chicago. All 4 years majored in finance and in corporate stock trading. After college I decided to do a lot of freelance work and sort of refine my craft, and that's how I ended up going into the Chicago Fashion Incubator and going from there, networking from there. As a designer, I like to create pieces that are very classic and refined. A lot of the pieces, they really transcend seasons and trends. Nothing is too fashion forward, but my intention as a designer is to create items that are going to be staples in a woman's wardrobe. I always say, I give myself an internal motto. I don't really use it a lot publicly, but my motto is that I create the alternative for the little black dress. And just the same way that every woman has that one staple, that one piece that is dependable, and they go to that piece whenever they need to look a certain way, I like to give them that in a variety of pieces. I'm actually proud to say that even though I haven't had a lot of the formal background and I didn't actually have a whole lot of connections in the fashion industry starting off, I've been fortunate enough to showcase in quite a few significant places around Chicago. From being featured on the blog Refinery 29, I was actually showcased in Chicago's Fashion Week for the first time last year, Chicago Fashion Focus, which is held in Millennium Park every year in October. I've also been showcased as a designer in a myriad of other shows and events and blogs around town. I've also been featured on Windy City Live. I dressed the television host Val Warner. I've been in a few charity organizations as well. There was an event called Fashion for a Cause at the House of Blues, which featured myself as the exclusive designer for the night. Although I don't sell wholesale right now, I do a lot of custom work, and a lot of my clients do actually come to my home office and they meet and we do custom measurements and we do fabric selections, and everything is customized to that customer's needs. I'm hoping to actually release my very first wholesale collection later this year, and hopefully I'll have the opportunity to show everyone what that'll be like. I believe what makes me unique as a designer is that a lot of the pieces that I have, they're geared toward women sort of in their 30s to mid-30s to mid-40s. They're geared toward a woman that is very solidified, has a very refined entertainment taste. But that said, my pieces actually are easily worn by someone in their 20s just as easily as someone in their 40s. I like to create pieces that are staples, something that's going to be in your wardrobe for years and years and years, but at the same time you do get to expand your wardrobe because a lot of the pieces really transcend, they transition from day to night relatively easily, but at the same time they don't really, you won't feel out of place in any of the pieces. You can eat, a lot of the color palettes even are relatively stable. Nothing is too fashion forward or too loud, because a lot of the time I want the woman to portray a feeling of demure, classic, regal. That's kind of the feelings that I want to evoke in women when I give them a piece. As a designer, I'm inspired a lot by, of course, Valentino. He's sort of like, he's so legendary. A lot of the other designers that I really admire right now is Victoria Beckham and Zuhair Murad, two of my all-time favorite designers. They have very chic, very classic pieces, and I feel like I relate to them a lot as a designer. I feel like a lot of the pieces in their collections can be worn by a variety of women at different ages and different stages in their lives, but at the same time can easily be relatable. Fashion to me is incredibly important. I feel like I've always been told, growing up, my parents have always said that what you wear and how you portray yourself to the world, it gives them a perception of you. And when they see you looking a certain way, you evoke a certain image. It actually puts in people's minds who you are. The very first thing people read about you is what they see before you open your mouth. And so I really like to sort of give women the identity that they really want to portray, something that says that I'm classic, I'm refined, I'm timeless, but at the same time I'm approachable, I'm relatable. I feel like a lot of the pieces that I create really could communicate that feeling when wearing them. This opportunity to showcase my ready-to-wear collection, it means the world to me. The name of my line, Giddy, actually came from my mom. As a gift to her for teaching me the skill of sewing and designing, I gave her naming rights to my line. But at the same time, having this opportunity and having this huge showcase, this opportunity to showcase my line, it means the world. It means an opportunity to say thank you to my parents, and I feel like by me making it, it's actually, I'm making it for my mom and for my parents. My mother, who always wanted to have a commercial fashion line, but then she had a family and she got married and had children, and she decided to put her dreams on hold. But I feel like I'm continuing that for her. And so I really am excited to have this opportunity to show my line, not only for myself and for the opportunity to dress women across the world, but also as a formal thank you and a form of sentiment to my parents for all of their dedication and their support. And I just want to give the world that opportunity to see what has been instilled in me and what I have to offer.